Same project every year. Do you have to do the mosaic project too?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, look at this, Mom.
I'm not doing it, Mom. I'll take the seat. If I have to write one more paper on why the bus seat mattered, I'm gonna lose it.
Kids, it's a major grade. The Mosaic of Excellence project, it's mandatory. You kids have to participate.
But it's the same list every year. Look at these choices. Dr. King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Jackie Robinson, and Harriet Tubman. That's it? Is that the whole Black history story? It's like we were only ever slaves in struggle. Is there just nothing more to us?
And I don't even know what I'd say. I'm not a leader like Dr. King, and I'm definitely not an athlete like Jackie Robinson. I like coding and indie music. And I don't know, Mom. None of these people feel like me. I feel like there's a way to be Black, and I'm not doing it right.
So you kids think that the names on this list are the whole story. No, it's just the door, kids. It's just the door. It's not the whole house.
Well, the school doesn't have the keys to the rest of the rooms. Every book they give us starts on a field and ends on a sidewalk. I want to know what we built, not what was taken from us.
Your Nana, she has the keys. She didn't just read about the movement, she walked in it. And better than that, she remembers the things that people forgot to write down.
Oh, you mean the stories in the attic?
Oh yeah, the stories in the attic. Oh yeah. Why don't you kids just go on up there? Go on up there, tell Nana you want to see the golden thread. And don't just look at the pictures. I want you to look at the inventions, the blueprints, and the roots. Tell Nana you want to see the rest of the house.
If Nana has something in that attic that isn't about a protest or a cotton field, I'm in.
Yeah, I want to find someone who looks like my future, not just my past. Hey, Nana.
Hey, baby.
Look at this.
I figured the school flyer would bring you all up here eventually.
Nana, we have to pick someone for the school project, but we want someone different.
Someone who feels like us, not just a name in a book or a statue.
So, you want more than the big five, do you?
Basically.
They were giants. It's true. But did you know giants needs ground to stand on?
What do you mean?
You see, Dr. King, he had a voice of thunder. But did you know a pastor named Vernon Johns paved the way for him? He told the people to plant what you grow and wear what you weave.
Interesting. What's this? It looks like a blueprint.
That, my sweet Zoe, is the mind of Lewis Latimer. People talk about Edison and the light bulb, but Lewis, he made the light last. He was an artist, a poet, and an engineer, and he didn't fit in either. He created the world he wanted to see.
This looks older, like way older than the 60s.
Now you're touching our roots. Before we were American, we were the architects of the Nile. We were mathematicians of Timbuktu. We weren't the people that started in the struggle. We were a people that brought excellence into the struggle.
So we can go back even further?
We can go all the way back to the scientists in the labs today, to the kings and queens who charted the stars long before the West even had a map.
It feels different in here. Nana, Mom said you'd help us find the golden thread. Is that what this is? This feeling?
The golden thread is what connects our hearts to the soul of the people who paved the way, Zoe. You aren't just walking. You're following a path that they laid in gold. You see, children, they like to start our story in the middle of the sentence. They like to start our stories when we were in chains. But they forget to ask, who were the people in the chains?
The books just call them slaves.
No. Slavery is what was done to them. It was not who we were. You don't put a bird in a cage because it's a caged bird. You put it in there because its songs scare you and its wings can touch the clouds.
So who were we before the cage?
We were architects of the Nile. While they were living in caves, our ancestors was charting the stars and building pyramids that still baffle the minds today. We were the mathematicians of Timbuktu. We were the goldsmith of Ghana. We were the kings of Mali.
So we were already winning?
Winnie, Andre, we were the blueprint. We didn't start building when we came to America. We brought the gifts of building to America. God didn't wait for us to get here to give us a mind. He breathed it into us back in the garden and nurtured into us in the banks of the Nile.
So it wasn't just about what we did?
No, it's about who God created us to be. The golden thread didn't start in the cotton field. It started in the will of the Creator. He called us to be the head and not the tail long before anyone said otherwise. Before a single ship was built or a heavy chain was cast, our master artist had a plan of glory meant to last. Our story didn't start in the valley of despair. He started it in the crowns of grace and purpose in our prayers. With wisdom sent from heaven gates and seeds God had sown, from the kingdoms from the east, across ships tide had blown. I cannot say the throne was easy, but we never walked alone. For Christ, our King, sat on the throne.
just drawings. These are algorithms. And it's just like the ones that repeat in this kente cloth. It's like the logic that I use for my coding.
Binary codes is just a new name for an old rhythm, Zoe. Our ancestors used the system of divining patterns in the sand long before a computer chip was built in silicon. You're not doing it differently than them. You're just using a different pen.
I thought Edison made the light, but you said Lewis Latimer made the light last.
Everyone always remember the man with the idea, but they forget the man with the solution. Edison, his light bulb didn't last for hours, but Lewis, who very parents escaped the chains that you kids are tired of reading about, created the Carlin filament. He made it where the light stays on. He even drafted the telephone plans too. He was a Renaissance man, even before the world gave him permission to be one.
So he wasn't just protesting the dark, he was inventing the light.
Correct.
I always felt like being into tech made me less, I don't know, connected to my history. Like I was leaving my blackness behind to go into my future, Nana.
Child, you are technology. You come from thousands of years of engineering. When they told us we couldn't read, we memorized the stars. When they took our drum, we used our feet to create the rhythm. You're not leaving your history behind. You are the harvest of it.
Look, there's journals in here about plasma.
That belongs to Dr. Charles Drew. While the world was at war, he was following the very essence of life. He created the first blood bank. He was saving the world lives while the world was still debating on if he can even sit at their lunch counter.
And these coordinates, they look like satellite data.
Those are the calculations of Gladys West. You like using your GPS, Zoe?
Mm-hmm.
You like knowing exactly where you are on the map?
Yes.
You can thank her mind for that. She mapped the very shape of Earth so that no one could ever get lost again.
It says here, standard for transport, Frederick McKinley Jones.
That's the reason the world don't starve, Andre. He created the cooling system for trucks and trains. Some of the very food you enjoy eating in the wintertime, you're tasting the genius of a black man who said that our seasons shouldn't limit our survival.
And this?
Those are the keys to the hidden room, Zoe. It represents Garrett Morgan, who seen the chaos in the streets and created the three-way traffic signal. It represents Alice Ball, who found the cure for leprosy when all the greatest doctors had given up.
It's everywhere. The blood in the banks, the light in the ceiling, the signals on the street, the code in the phone.
Yeah, we aren't just in the story. We built the stage the story is happening on.
You see, children, you were never just anything. You came from a descendants of people who seen a problem and created a bridge. You came from the sons and daughters who took the nose of the world and turned it into the house of the heavens.
Nana, what's this? It says Gila. It looks like cells.
That is the mother of modern medicine, Zoe. It represents Henrietta Lacks. They took her cells without asking, but those cells, they were immortal. They were used to study cancer, create the polio vaccination, even map the human genomes. Every time a doctor heals someone today, a piece of Henrietta is likely in the room. She is the literal heartbeat of medicine.
Soil? Really?
Don't you dare roll your eyes at that soul, Andre. George Washington Carver wasn't just playing with plants. He was a chemist who saved the South economy. He created over 300 uses for peanuts, hundreds for sweet potatoes, plastic, medicine, dyes. He spoke to the earth, and the earth gave up its secrets.
Look at this. There are lines drawn from Africa to the Americas, and they don't look like slave routes.
Because they aren't. Look at the name on this book, Ivan van Sertima. He proved that we were mass navigators who crossed the Atlantic long before Columbus was even a thought of. We didn't arrive as cargo. We arrived as explorers, trading gold and wisdom with the civilization of the West.
It says here Elijah McCoy.
Ah, the real McCoy. He created the automatic lubricators for steam engines. Before him, trains had to stop every few miles just to get oil by hand. He made the world move without stopping. People tried to copy him, but they couldn't. They had to ask for the real McCoy, or the machines would break down.
Janet Collins, Arthur Mitchell. These names aren't in my history book, Nana, but they are wearing crowns.
Those are the architects of grace, Zoe. They took a world who said that black bodies wasn't meant to be for ballet, and they redefined what it meant to fly. Arthur Mitchell just didn't dance. He built the dance theater of Harlem for every child in the neighborhood could be a prince or a princess on the stage.
And this man, he looked like he pulling the earth up with him.
That is Alvin Ailey. He just didn't choreograph dances, but he choreographed our souls. He took our revelations, our sorrows, and our rock of my soul joys, and he put it on the world's most prestigious stages for people to see. He showed that our movement, our sweat, and our spirituals were high art.
Wade in the water, we did wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God said he's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, we did wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. We are the sons and the daughters. We gotta stand up and make it loud, just like our God told the Pharaoh. People go, go. We are a new generation.
like a long time ago. Nana, does the thread stop there?
The thread never stops, child. It just gets stronger. You see, Misty Copeland, she stood on the shoulders of Janet, Arthur, and Ailey. In 2015, she became the first black principal dancer at the American Ballet Theater. The world told her that black bodies weren't meant for ballerinas, but she showed them that a black woman's body was the masterpiece of precision and strength.
So, what you're saying is, Janet broke the door down, Arthur gave us soul, and Misty took the throne.
And they all did use the same discipline you use when you write your codes. Precision, rhythm, balance. It's all the same language, Zoe, whether it's on a computer screen or at the stage at the Met. What you're doing is you're practicing the art of being excellent.
Look, a baseball glove and a bat.
Oh, I see you found Jackie, huh?
Look, Zoe, it's more than just about hitting.
You're right. Jackie had to have a cool head to match his hot bat. He was a mathematical runner, too. He would calculate his leads and his steal-offs like a scientist. He proved that character was the highest level of competition.
It's like a map of everywhere we've been and everywhere we're going.
It's more than a map, Andre. It's your inheritance.
Nana, what's this corner? It feels different, like the air is lighter here.
That is the altar of ancestors, Andre. We built more than just dances and machines. We built a faith so big, so stronger than a mountain, that they tried to bury us up under it.
Wait, I thought we were given this faith here, in the fields.
Don't you ever believe that lie, Zoe. They want you to think that we found God in chains, but the truth is, we brought God with us.
But the books say
The books are late to the party, Andre. Before a single ship crossed the Atlantic, we were the Ethiopian eunuchs in the book of Acts. We were the Egyptian fathers in the sand of Egypt. We were the kings of Oxum, carving churches out of solid rock. We didn't find a creator in the people who enslaved us. We already knew him. We just sung it in different tongues.
So, when they tried to take everything, our names, our languages,
They couldn't take our spirit. That's why our worship sounds like a drum, even when we clapping our hands. We took the Ancient of Days across that water. That's the reason we survived. Because the God of the Nile was already the God of our souls.
So this isn't a new book to us?
It's a family album, Andre. Look at Richard Allen. In 1787, when he was praying in a white church and they pulled him off his knees, he didn't stop praying. He just got right up and found the AME church. He wasn't discovering God, he was reclaiming him. He said that if the world wouldn't let us worship in their church, we'll build a church of our own where God's children can stand tall in their own skin. And let's not forget Vernon Johns. Long before the boycotts, a preacher at Dexter Avenue, he told the congregation, if you don't like the treatment on the bus, stop riding it. If you don't like the shoes they make, create your own. He showed that excellence was the greatest form of protest. He planted the seeds that Martin eventually harvested.
Jarena Lee?
The first woman authorized to preach. She walked hundreds of miles because she knew her calling didn't come from a man, but it came from the throne. And A. Philip Randolph, a layman who understood that faith without works is dead, he took the dignity he learned in the pews and demanded justice for the workers in the streets. And then came the fire. William J. Seymour, the son of an enslaved who led the Azusa Street Festival. For 3 years, the Holy Spirit fell so hard that the wall of segregations crumbled inside that mission. He said that the God of our fathers didn't need a passport to cross that ocean. That fire at Azusa Street, it was the ancient African ember finally catching wind in America.
And Dr. King, he wasn't just a leader, he was a prophet.
Precisely. Dr. King just wasn't asking for a seat. He was calling the world back to a God that we knew even before we touched the American shores. When they bombed his house, he stood on the porch preaching of a love older than the Constitution. He said that a man that bows down to the father of our ancestors could stand up to any giant on earth.
So Seymour gave us the fire and King gave us the feet.
And they all did it on a foundation that goes back to the garden. You see, children, our story didn't start in a valley of despair. He walked with us through the fire and into the valley.
We are a royal priesthood.
Now you're reading the right book. Those are the silent witnesses, Andre. You see, they didn't just watch the fire. They carried the water. Some people, in every great movement, people realize that justice isn't about a black or a white thing, but it's about a God thing.
She looks so stern, but her eyes are kind.
She represents the Quaker elder, women who understood that their faith was a verb. She didn't need to lead the way because she knew Harriet and the others knew the path way better than she ever could. But she did unlock her doors in her basement. She represents the station masters who stood at the gates when the slave masters came knocking. She used her house as a shield so the golden thread wouldn't be cut.
She looks like a secretary at her church.
She is, Andre. She represents the legal secretaries and the organizers that stayed in the back office. When the big five were out on the line, she was up all night typing the manifestos. She coordinated the carpools for the bus boycotts, and she even wrote down the names that they tried to erase. She didn't come to save us. She came to be a co-laborer. She stayed when the cameras left.
And her? She looked like she ready to run.
She represents the freedom rider and the students, like Joan Trompier Mulholland. She gave up the comfortable classroom to go sit in the dirt and the jails. She even used her body as a shield between a water hose and a brother like you. She didn't have a future yet, but she gave her future to the cause.
They're so silent, Anna. They aren't saying a word. They're just watching us.
Because their work is their shout, Zoe. Lewis light is still on. Gladys numbers is still guiding us home. They said all they had to say with their lives. Now they're standing still, waiting to see what you all are going to do with the tools that they left behind.
So it wasn't just a story for us, it was a blueprint on how everyone was supposed to live.
Right. The walls didn't fall down just for us to get out. They fell so the whole world could see the light we carry.
Exactly. Solidarity isn't about being the hero. It's about being the brother and sister. It's about recognizing the immortal, the image in all of us is in all of us. It's about when one body part is hurting, it takes the whole body part to move.
I'm done with the Big Five story, Mom. We're telling the story about the prophets, the priests, and the people who stood with them.
We found the whole house.
For years, we've been told our history is what was done to us. We've been given a list of 5 names and told to pick a struggle. It started on a path, laid in gold, long before the world ever tried to cage us. We found Lewis Latimer, who made the light that lasts. We found Elijah McCoy, the real McCoy, and Frederick McKinley Jones, who made sure the world's food stayed fresh.
We found Henrietta Lacks, the immortal heartbeat of science, and Gladys West, the mathematician of the stars. We found Alice Ball, who found a cure when the world had given up. And let's not forget the strategic discipline of Jackie Robinson, who turned character into a masterpiece.
We found the grace of Janet Collins and Misty Copeland, and the soul of Alvin Ailey.
But more than the things we built, we found the God who built us, who we learned that faith didn't start on a plantation. It was an inheritance from the Nile to the Nile.
We found the fire of William J. Seymour at Azusa Street and the prophetic strategy of Vernon John and Dr. King. We realized we're not just minorities in a textbook. We are the royal priesthood.
We aren't just a list of names. We are a golden thread.
We respect the Big Five. They were giants. But tonight, we're not just honoring the giants. We're claiming the ground they stood on.
We found the architects, the mathematicians, the dancers, the martyrs. We found the ones who stood with us in the shadows that held the door open.
My name is Andre, and I'm the descendants of the kings of Mali and the inventors of the light.
And my name is Zoe, and I'm a mathematician. I'm a daughter of the mathematicians of Timbuktu and the architects of grace.
And we are the authors of the next chapter. The thread is in our hands, and the light is finally on. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let every sound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won. For years, I thought our history was a heavy weight we had to carry, a heavy song we had to sing in the dark.
But Nana showed us the thread. It isn't a weight. It's a spark. It's the current from the pyramids to the motherboards.
So tonight, we're not just honoring the past, the light of the past. We're becoming the light of the future.
Give us that rhythm.